to give you some guidance on your energies going into 2020. Here it is, the last day of 2019. We're leaving the year, we're leaving the decade. A lot of people are looking for guidance, but it's important to know where you're starting from so you can know where you're going. We're going to do some oracle cards and some tarot, the Spiritsong tarot here. First, you need to choose Buddha, this aventurine angel. This is a selenite pyramid, or the Ladybug. Take a moment, breathe, focus on these items, see which one speaks to you, and then we can move on. Okay, so if you chose Buddha, here is your reading for your energies going into 2020. First, we're going to choose some tarot cards. I'm going to shuffle them here. I'm going to do 3 cards just for starters. I'm going to shuffle them for you. All right. Let's see what we have. We have the 4 of Shells, which in this deck is actually the 4 of Cups. We have the Queen of Crystals, which in this deck is the Queen of Pentacles. And we have the 7 of Acorns, which in this deck is the 7 of Wands. What I love about this tarot deck is how gentle and kind it is, and how it gives a keyword for each card. 4 of Shells, soul searching and reevaluation. The Queen of Crystals, comfort and prosperity. 7 of Acorns, determination and stamina. This is a lovely sort of trifecta, because I know you're here because you're soul searching, and you know, comfort and prosperity. The Queen of Crystals is like the best mom ever. You know, she takes care of you, and you never really have to worry about anything. And the 7 of Acorns, or the 7 of Wands, which is often a somewhat defensive card, but here they call it determination and stamina, which is something that you may be headed into 2020. You're like determined to do something, even if it's just to start fresh. Now we're going to do an oracle card from each of these. Peaks of Joy. That's number 33. What a lovely number. What a lovely. Here we go. These are numerology cards. Let's see what we get. Number 44, environment. Interesting. 33 and 44. Indecision. It's number 8. Let's see what color you're coming in as. T, tradition, ritual, custom, merchant, and trading. And finally, these ones kind of feel like they want to be shuffled. These ones are a bit big for my hands, so they're kind of harder to shuffle. This one, balance. Oh, nice. Okay. So, what we've got are peaks of joy. That means that you're not promised that you're going to be happy all the time, but you have to remember that in order to know happiness, you have to know the opposite. If we were happy all the time, we wouldn't know what happy was. So you're coming in with some wonderful energy, some wonderful, joyful energy, but it's underlined by some of this indecision. And you know, maybe you're determined, you have the stamina, but there's something you're doubting. And in order to achieve what you want, you're searching, you're doubting. You have the ability to do it, but you have to decide what it is you want to do. It's easy to stay in your comfort zone. There's somebody who's here for you, and who will support you, but you have to decide for yourself what you want this year. environment, which is a lovely green. Your environment is going to influence you going into this year. You are hugely influenced probably by this person, and this person is supporting you, but at the same time it may be making it hard for you to make those decisions or make a move in the direction you want to go because you're so comfortable right now where you are. Here's tradition and ritual and custom. These are things that you don't decide for yourself. These are things that you get handed down to you, basically, and they're comfortable and they're comforting, and there's a time and place for that. But see here, you need balance. You need to balance these things, this comfort, with that determination and that decision to go on ahead. That's the overall energy. You're going in with a little bit of doubt and a little bit of indecision, and what you're going to need to do, especially as Pluto and Saturn come to a conjunction on January 12th, Pluto being that big mover and shaker, that one that demands that you transform. You're going to have to make some decisions, because otherwise the cosmos will make those decisions for you, and you may not like the decisions the cosmos makes on your behalf. To be sure to get what you want, you have to act, and you need to make those decisions and start moving in that direction so that your joy can multiply. Okay, if you chose the angel, and I'm sorry because this is a new setup for me, so I'm still figuring out the mechanics here, but if you chose the angel, here are the energies you're going into 2020 with, how you're starting off your year. I'm going to start by pulling a few tarot cards here. Ooh. They're getting feisty on me. They're excited about something. Let's see. Two of Shells, which in this deck is the Two of Cups, some very loving energy. Eight of Crystals, which is the Eight of Pentacles. And Strength. Oh, very nice. All right. So what we've got here is some loving energy, whether that's a romantic relationship or just a close friendship, a good working relationship with someone. And what it's going to lend you is this ability to make progress, hard work. This is the Eight of Pentacles. It says here dedication and progress. That's that plowing ahead energy, and the Strength kind of backs that up. You've got a buffalo and an elephant. I mean, talk about strength and determination. That's something that not just anyone can go through. You are, majorly powerful going into 2020. This is courage and endurance. So you can make progress and endure in that progress. Am I getting in the way of the lens? I'm sorry. We're going to pull your oracle cards now. Let's see what comes of that. Just yet here. Ooh. Heal the ouch. All right, some healing energy coming into this. Forgiveness. Oh, all right. So that ouch may be an emotional wound. Some forgiveness may be required on your part, or you may be starting to feel that, or maybe someone needs to forgive you. Maybe you've done something. Goddess of the Moon. Oh. Cyan. Wow, what a beautiful color. Got a lot of blue in here, don't we? These ones are bigger, harder for my hands. But, oh, dreams. Yes, all right. So we've got definitely some healing to do, some Chiron energy here. The goddess of the moon, you know, Diana, Artemis, Astarte, if you want to go back that far. Someone who's very strong. She's very independent. She knows her own mind. She will strike you down if you displease her. Again, very strong energy coming into 2020, and yet, you know, you need this, you either need to forgive or you need to atone, and someone needs to forgive you for something. Cyan, apply, affirm, activate, a symbol, align. This blue is, you know, blue is a calming color, but this is a vivid blue. There is energy in this blue. Cyan is an interesting color because it's a color that in the editing world where I come from, you use it to mark up things, you know, mark up manuscripts so that when they make photocopies, the marks don't show. It's kind of like hiding your scars. And so the active side is making those changes and then sort of folding them into the whole. You know, aligning, assembling, applying. It's you know, you apply the changes and then they become part of you. They align with you, they assemble within you. And then dreams. You're coming into 2020 with a lot of dreams, a lot of things that you want to happen. Maybe you're having vivid dreams at night, but these could just be waking dreams. You could be really thinking about what you want to achieve this year, and you've got this powerful energy to push forward to do that. But I do think you're going to need to forgive or be forgiven. You've got to clear this before you can get on with it. You know what I mean? And that's going to be really important for you starting out in 2020. All right, if you chose the pyramid, the selenite pyramid here, and I apologize because you're going to get some of my shadow in this. Sometimes things are going to go a little bit off. But if you chose the pyramid, this is your 2020 energies as you enter the new year, the new decade. We're going to see justice. Okay, truth and clarity. The moon, my goodness, you're having a karmic year this year. And the 5 of feathers, which in this deck is the 5 of swords. All right, interesting. Okay, truth and clarity, imagination and perception, and strategy and resilience. These are all the energies you're coming in with to begin with. You know, it's funny because sometimes we think that truth and imagination are two very like opposite things, and they're not. Perception in particular, some people will tell you, oh, well, that's just your imagination, but what you're really feeling and sensing is true. It's the clarity that you sense deep within you. And that's what you're going to need in order to strategize and in order to be resilient this year. You're going to need to depend on that clarity and that perception, and because that's going to be really important for you, at least at the beginning of the year here, as you go in. Let's see what we've got here. Spark. Ooh, nice. All right. Everybody likes a good spark, I think. Could be a spark romantic wise, it could be a spark of creativity perhaps. If you like here the one. Ooh, love. Oh well, that actually makes it even more. You've got a little bit of romance going on. You've either got someone you're with, or someone you've got your eye on, or someone has their eye on you. Interesting. Oh, door to romance. My goodness, you guys, this is like a lovey-dovey energy, lovey-dovey year for you. Wow. I love it when the cards like to tell us things like that. Oh, and then we get brown. Earthy, natural, fertile. Planting seeds, regrounding. Oh, well, you know how earthy is a word sometimes used for something passionate, fertile. There might be children in your future, or you may have just had a child, but planting seeds of some kind, perhaps seeds of romance, seeds of love. That's super exciting. And gratitude. Awesome. So for all this, being thankful, you know, it's only when we start to be thankful for what we have that we get more. And that's really important, I think, to remember. People say, well, what do I have to be thankful for? I'm still waiting for the things I want. And the truth is, it's when you're grateful for the things you have that you get the things that you're looking for. Either saying that it always comes when you least expect it, or when you stop looking, that's when you find love. And it's because that's at the point where you have decided you're fine, you're a whole, complete person as yourself, and that's attractive. A person who knows themselves, who's confident in themselves, is attractive to others. And that's a person who has gratitude for everything they have, and gratitude for themselves, for being themselves, instead of walking around thinking, oh, I wish I were this, I wish I were that, I should be more this. You know, you have to embrace yourself, and you have to love yourself, you know, in order to really have enough love to give away, and in order for others to love you. If you don't love yourself, waiting for someone else to love you, you know, even if somebody does fall in love with you, if you don't love yourself, you end up doubting it, you end up not believing it, because you're like, how could anybody love me? I don't love me. Who else can love me? That's, you know, you gotta stop that. If that's something you're doing, stop it now. All right, you've got love here coming into the year. You've got truth and clarity, perception. You've got you know, some resilience. You're gonna make it. You can do this. All right, don't doubt, don't have self-doubt. Know that you are enough, and you have enough, and for someone you're more than enough. You're everything. So, you know, plant those seeds of self-love, seeds of love for others. You know, reground yourself, replant yourself. If you think you're in the wrong place, transplant yourself. I'm not saying you have to move, you know, across the country or somewhere, but you know, just go someplace where there's more metaphorical sun to shine on you, to help you grow. Whatever it is that makes you feel strong, whatever it is that gives you that clarity, go there, plant yourself there, and be sure that you're getting all of that and growing into it, because 2020 can be a great year for you if you just you know, do this. If you just strategize, if you just, you know, see the truth of it, then you're going to have a wonderful year. All right, here's my last group, my Ladybug group. Love my ladybugs. Oh, let's see what energies you have going into 2020. Here we are. Oh, well, Ace of Acorns really wanted to jump out at you. Wow, that's the Ace of Wands in most other tarot decks. A lot of creative energy. Oh, the Ace of Feathers, 2 aces. Wonderful. Talk about a new beginning. You're really starting out strong here. And the Empress. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Okay. So here's, you know, confidence and enthusiasm and creative force, and sometimes even like a passionate new start. It can be in a creative way. It can be in the way of you know, romance too. But here's the Ace of Feathers, which is the Ace of Swords. And that's clarity. And that's like truth and wisdom. You're starting out kind of with a fresh slate here, which is really nice. And the Empress, which, you know, beauty and abundance. She is, you know, she rules in a motherly way. She's wise, and she's Venus, so she's beautiful. But you've got a really nice kind of balanced amount of energy here, from the passionate to the logical to the abundant. And it's interesting here because what we have here is the Ace of Acorns, which is a ram, and the Ace of Feathers is a goat. So they're related a bit. And then this Empress, who's a hare, she's ready to rat it off, as it were. Come together. Oh, nice. Okay. Relationship change. All right. Interesting. Oh, you seem to want community. Okay. Optimism. This is it's hard to see. It's lemon yellow. Optimism, brightening, sunny outlook, happy beginnings, and carefree. Yeah, well, you have this beginning energy here, and it seems like faith. Okay. So coming together in relationship change, it may feel a little bit like that's two different things, but it may be that you're single and you're coming together with someone. It may be that you're leaving one relationship because something or someone comes along, you know, and you realize what you really want, what you're missing. You may have that spark, that Ace of Acorns spark with someone. Community. This can also be come together, even though this is showing two giraffes kissing. It's kind of nice, isn't it? There's still someone else here, isn't there? And, you know, in some cases, coming together means in a group here. Your relationship change may not be romantic. It may be a relationship change with a friend or a group of friends. You may be leaving an organization, joining a new organization. There's some changing energy here. This new start energy in the aces seems to be reflected in this sort of relationship, community, you know, sector. But it seems like it's all good. You've got optimism, you've got happy beginnings, carefree. So yeah, maybe you're leaving a relationship and feeling more independent and just kind of growing into being your own person on your own. Faith. Faith is the bottom line here. So having the faith to make the changes, to start fresh, that can be scary. So I think it was group one who also had kind of a fixation on the comfort aspect. You know, it's hard to break free when you're very comfortable where you are. But you have to have faith. You have to have that optimism to start fresh somehow, to make the changes, to either start that relationship or join that book club, that, you know, writing group, or, you know, whatever it is that you're sort of drawn to but feeling a little bit scared to hop into. Maybe you've been watching it from, you know, the outside. Maybe you've been online, you know, lurking somewhere, and you really want to join something, and you're afraid they won't accept you. But the truth is, you need the faith. You need the faith to to, and the confidence here to do it, to just try. Because there's nothing worse than wishing you had tried something, wondering, well, what would have happened if? Try it, you know, try it. I'm not saying anything, you know, drastic. Don't suddenly quit your job and move overseas and not have a plan in place. But it is a new start. So if that's what you want to do, start planning that. Use the Ace of Feathers, use that clarity, and lay that foundation for what it is you want, what it is your goal is. Focus on it, head towards it, lay that plan out. The Ace of Feathers, the Ace of Swords is a very clear card. It says you can be victorious, but it's also a very logical card. It's not like go in there swinging and hope for the best. The swords are very logical. They're very planning. They can be very critical. So, you know, plan accordingly is what it's saying. If you want to leave that relationship, if you're going into this year thinking, I want to make this change, plan for it. Lay that foundation, because it's you'll with the right faith, with the right plan, you can come and get, you know, on the track that you want to be on, and you know, the abundance will be yours, and you'll be in a really good place.